What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy SB, back here with another sports break. Now, when this series first started, I said Bucks in 6. After they lost the first 2 games, came back and said, well, it's looking more like Bucks in 7. But looks like I was right to begin with. It ended up being Bucks in 6. The 2021 NBA champion, the Milwaukee Bucks, they got the job done, and a lot of people doubted them. A lot of people didn't think that they would win this championship, but we'll get to them in a second. There's going to be a full breakdown of tonight's game, everything that I saw that happened live, my live reaction right now. Haven't really got to think too much and process. I'll probably do another video with me thinking and processing, but here right now is going to be my live reaction. And I want to start off with the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns had an extraordinary season, and after the play that they had last year in the bubble, a lot of people thought that they would be a good team. They pick up Chris Paul. It makes them an even better team than what people expected, and it got them to this moment right here and now in the NBA Finals. They come out strong to start the series. They win the first 2 games, but after that, they just had a precipitous drop-off. Give a lot of credit to the Bucks that came up with ways to exploit the weaknesses of the Phoenix Suns, but at the end of the day, they just didn't have enough depth on this team to make a difference. Their bench guys came out, they played well, and they relied on their big 3 to be big in this series. And Devin Booker had far too many games where he wasn't the man to take over. Chris Paul wouldn't show up to the fourth quarter. And DeAndre Ayton was softer than melted ice cream in this series. And I think after games 1 and 2, the Bucks figured out that putting Giannis on DeAndre Ayton was probably going to be the best bet. That's the best way to contain him. That's the best way to slow him down, is to put him in foul trouble and put him in these situations where he got a guard, just an absolute man coming straight towards him. I think that took DeAndre Ayton out of this series a lot. You got to remember, he's a young player. This is a first experience for a lot of these guys that's in here. And at times it seemed like the moment was a little too big for him. But it's no slight against the Phoenix Suns. They were good. They played their best. They played their hardest. And you could tell that they were scrappy. A lot of these games were close. A couple of these games could have went either way. But at the end of the day, their big 3 wasn't good enough to carry them over the hump and get these guys to execute on that 2-0 lead. I think we've seen Chris Paul do everything that he can do in this series to keep it close, to keep his team with the opportunity to compete. But at the end of the day, just the shooting stats for him weren't too nice. I know he had 25 tonight, but Devin Booker had another bad game shooting the ball. And I think he shot 7 threes and didn't make a single one tonight. So, I mean, it's a closeout game. It's a game that they really needed, and they just got outplayed, and it seems like in Game 3, that's when you seen the Bucks turn the corner. You seen the Bucks figure something out, or how they could exploit this team and how they can win this series. And I think them winning Games 3, them winning Games 4 was all that they needed to propel themselves up into the championship. So let's talk about the champions, man. They deserve it. They played extremely hard this whole playoffs. And you got to give a lot of credit to the Finals MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who got hurt against the Atlanta Hawks. It looked like he snapped his leg in half. And to come back for the first game of the Finals, he had that one game to warm up, but then after that, the man was dropping 40 pieces all over the place. Tonight, he gave him 50. And he looked like he was ready to take over the NBA at this moment. He looked like this was his moment that he's been waiting for, and he was not going to let it slip. But outside of just Giannis being Giannis and him getting 50, we'll get to that in a second. We got to talk about Cash Money Chris and Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday wasn't good shooting the ball, and it looks like in his old age, he's not going to be a reliable offensive player. But he did hit 2 really big threes in his 4 total makes tonight. And he did almost have a soft tier triple-double. I think he had 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. That's a lot to ask for a third string, and he did the things that he needed to do as a third string player. But Chris Middleton showed that he's an ancillary piece in being the second player on the championship team. He made those big shots. He hit the clutch shots. I think he had 16 tonight, but he averaged 24 throughout the course of the series, and those 24 points were huge for someone like Giannis, who is not really a guy that you want with the ball in the hands to finish games. Chris Middleton hits those big shots. He hits those clutch shots. He hits the fourth quarter shots that the team needs at the end of the day to be as dominant as they were. But it's no doubt about it that they won this series because of the plays of Giannis. Giannis was a monster out there. He looked dominant. He's been drawing a lot of Shaq comparison in these finals. I don't know if he's as dominant as Shaq has been, but he's definitely the best thing that we've seen for a long time now, getting into the paint, dominating the rim, and just taking players out of the game. If that man gets the ball on the downhill, there's nothing you can really do about it. So we've seen plays where, they have 3 Phoenix Suns crowding him in the paint. He passes it to the corner for a person to hit a shot. We've also seen plays where there's 3 people in the paint. He drops down and goes in and dunks the ball without any problem. So game planning for him has to be a nightmare, and that's what makes him so versatile. That's what makes him so talented. Today, he wanted to shut the haters up about the one flaw that they've seen in him in his playoffs has been his free throws, and he was hitting his free throws tonight. He made them count. He made them pay for fouling him, and at some point, it seemed like that was the only thing they could do. DeAndre Ayton, they made the switch to get DeAndre Ayton to be guarding Giannis. And Giannis took full advantage. I think in this game, DeAndre Ayton had like 5 personal fouls, and he wasn't really a factor at the end of the day. And them getting DeAndre Ayton out of his rhythm and out of his game and making them play minutes for Frank Kaminsky, who couldn't really do much with the bigs for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks is a team that lacked depth. Lack of depth wasn't exploited. They only had one player score any bench points in this game, and that's Bobby Portis. And Bobby Portis was huge with his 16. His 16 made you feel like he dropped 30 at the end of the day. Just the way that they were vibing off of him, the way that their energy was rocking in the gym was something that was spectacular to see. And I really enjoyed this series. I think we needed a series like this where it was 2 teams that no one expected to be there, and they fighting back and forth and fighting tooth and nail about winning this championship. It was special to see, and it was really good to see after the finals from last year that was really lackluster and not really much to be desired was left after that series. But to see the NBA put this kind of product out on the field, out on the court, was amazing. It was fun to watch. I really appreciate this series. I feel bad for Chris Paul, but I think he can get there again, especially if he re-signs with the Suns. We'll see how that goes, but much love and much props goes out to Giannis. He's been waiting on this moment. He finally gets his moment, and he deserves everything that he has coming to him, man. Deserves to be the MVP, and he deserves some of these haters to stop hating on him so much and to respect him as the force that he is in this NBA. So that was my initial reaction of what I saw tonight. It's my first video with no cuts, a live stream. A full stream. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you remember, if this is the type of content that you like, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Milwaukee Bucks and their playoff run into the finals and being the NBA champion. Like I said, I might have a more in-depth analysis coming out on this. But as of right now, that's going to be it. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'm out, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one.